Thunder and Suture. It is the 25th of Sun's Height in the evening. You have just left the senatorial gala. You arrived back at your quarters in the Luna Domum, where you found a letter that had been left for you by Celis. Upon opening the letter, you found four rhyming verses, that you may interpret as you wish. Katarina then flew across the city to get to Adari to help her out of the city, but unbeknownst to her, as she was when she touched the letter before she left, she contracted or made contact with a poison. And on her way to Adari, and on part of the way back, was being constantly injured by it, bringing her almost to death. Thankfully, the effects of the poison did not last long enough to finish its insidious work, and she and Adari made it somewhat safely to the outskirts of Aramnaris, where you had paid a farmer to stable your horses in anticipation of whatever mischief Celis would have for you. So we pick up on the 25th of Sun's Height in the evening on the outskirts of Aramnaris. Katarina, you are arriving. I assume you and Adari are arriving to find everyone kind of mustered outside the stables astride their horses, waiting for you to return. Ramio, Aux, and Elyswen, you see Adari flying fairly unsteadily with a great deal of help from Katarina, and you see Katarina looking very pale and pained, and not moving her right arm very much.
Should we have intense music down still, Noah? Should we have we're fleeing?
Should we have? Do you want the intense music back?
I like the intense music. That was so creepy good. The one that you picked.
It fit the mood pretty perfectly.
So creepy. It's like every second mattered.
Jacob, Jordan, you guys are muted in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I think we're both in the kitchen right now, so I didn't want a feedback loop.
Ah, nice.
Smart.
Okay, well, Ox, I guess you see the two of them arrive. They sat down in the grass just outside of the barn.
Is it safe to say that we would have gotten the horses, we're bringing them out, saddling them up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I would say at this point, you guys you've gotten there, you've brought them out, making the final preparations to be able to ride off.
She's strapping in. Hey, are you guys okay? Any trouble?
A little bit.
What happened?
I think the letter was poisoned.
What?
And what makes you think that?
I'm not doing well.
Ox runs over.
Yeah, in the dim light, she's pale-faced. There's still the remnants of sweat, and her right arm is just kind of hanging, not limply, but just hanging at her side. She's making no efforts to move it or anything like that. She's trying to keep it just kind of relaxed.
Ox is gonna go to grab your arm, but then doesn't, and then just puts her hand gently on your opposite shoulder. I can heal you if you think it will help.
I think it will, yeah.
Alright, I will go ahead and cast. Well, it's a little different than what I did before. And I will lay on hands that cures any exhaustion
Not exhaustion.
or fatigue, or
Do you have anything that cures ability damage?
or disease or poison. Yeah. No, I don't have that.
I think we found our new designated letter toucher.
Yeah.
That's my new title. 13 healing to you.
She barely looks any better at all.
Crap. Okay.
I have a potion or two to look it off.
I'm gonna write down my old max hit points and my new max hit points real quick.
Yeah, Elyswen will just take out a couple potions of cure light wounds. And they're not much, but if you need them, just give them.
Hold on.
I can heal you again.
Please.
Do it again. $18. I can do it again.
Yep.
I'm just imagining it's like clear. Again, clear.
13. I can do it again.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh my goodness. Do you need more dice, Jess?
14. Nah, I like my one set of metal dice. I really like them a lot. I can do it again, but
I don't think it would help anymore, but I'm still not.
okay, you do have potions, so if you want to drink
I don't think
yours.
that would help either. It's the same type of thing. I'm drained. I don't.
Maybe we should get somewhere you can rest.
I might help.
Probably have.
Yeah, I think at this point you need just a good night's sleep.
Well,
Hopefully.
are we leaving?
I think we probably should.
Yeah, we probably should.
Zari, are you coming with us?
Where are you going?
Where are we going?
I think we're going to
I mean, first step is away from Armnaris.
Arx
That
Luporum,
would be wise.
probably.
maybe not the direct route. Not that there's much else, but
We've been talking about heading down to Arx Luporum.
I can't go there. I need to return back to Savaria at the very least.
Okay.
Or I think it's too dangerous to stay here as much as I want to. I think I need to go back to Savaria. Help however I can.
do you know what
I
happened?
think
Did you get the full explanation?
I wasn't really in a state to explain.
That's very understandable. Flying with. How did you manage? Never mind. We can talk about that. Would now be a good time for that discussion? I think before we send you on your way. Perhaps.
Or is it better if she doesn't know as much
She needs to know.
I don't
Know
think
what?
withholding. Celis may have used your movement as a way to advance his own agenda.
I don't understand.
You know the
After-
flyer.
After we left the gala, well, Ramio, you were there, right?
I was a bit. From what I saw, there was chaos when a few, well, it looked like bandits broke in, started attacking people, and then were swiftly dealt with by wizards and soldiers.
Didn't you say they looked like ill-equipped commoners, though?
Yeah, they didn't seem like the type of people to attack a gala, or at least make it as far as they did. They were just
Doesn't make-
poorly armed vagrants with swords and shitty armor.
I mean, based on your description, Ramio, it doesn't sound too different from the group of people generally led by Valens.
No.
I'm not suggesting that Valens did this. That wouldn't make any sense. But what would make sense is if Celis had organized this to then pin on Vox Libertatis.
I mean, as sinister as it is to consider.
I think a good way to think of it.
This is starting to get out of hand. I really do need to get back to Savaria. Valens and I may not see eye to eye, but we both want the same thing. I need to... Maybe Malik and I can talk some sense into him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Katarina,
But
you can...
I agree, this wasn't Valens. He's might be a bit of a fanatic, but he's not stupid. Certainly cares about his men more than... and wouldn't be willing to send them on a suicide mission.
Katarina, you could ride on my horse with me. We could give your... Adari is humid or... No, I was thinking...
She's a human.
Oh, never mind.
Keep your pony. I have my own horse. I'll just have to make my way back into the city.
I don't think that's enough.
I can be quiet when I need to.
Celis doesn't want her. He wants us. If she's not with us, it's actually safer.
That's
Well,
true.
I'm just throwing this out there. If the woman that has been publicly aligning herself as strongly as she can with Vox Libertatis for this long enters our Nars right now, it might not be Celis that's looking for her. I mean, Dari, do you have any way to disguise yourself?
She just like kind of pulls her like shawl and like kind of drapes it over her head a little bit. This is the best I can do right now, but at least for the moment there aren't any wanted signs. No one should know what I look like.
I mean,
So
there are
after I-
people in the city who know what you look like, though, right?
Certainly, people at the gala, senators and the like, not exactly gifted sketch artists for the city guard. At least as far as I know.
I just don't like the idea of taking any more chances.
Well, with Celis's fixation on the four of you, it seems like the safest place to be is regrettably away from you.
True. But do we have any... Does anybody here have magical means of disguising?
We have the hat.
That's something. I could do a little bit on my own.
Ox pulls out like her extra clothes that are literally like her ninja clothes.
No, it's
Look,
it's fine.
Okay.
Keep these things for yourself. You're going to need them more than I do.
Okay, then go. Go quick.
If I could at least help touch up the finer points of a disguise.
Very well.
Okay. Make it step.
Jordan, did you say you were making a disguise check?
Yep, I was looking at the number. Oh, that was a natural 20, so that's a 33.
Nice.
Woo!
Okay. You know, surprisingly, it's surprising what you can do with you know, some like a little bit of soot from like a little fire was like one of the torches that are by the barn, and rearranging some clothes and kind of instructing her how to walk with like a limp and hunch over. And after a few minutes, Elyswen, you have successfully disguised Adari as someone entirely different. Now walks like and looks like kind of an elderly woman. Thank you for the help. And, well, I hope we see each other again.
Likewise.
Travel safely. Aim to guide your steps.
Yeah. You too. Best duty
She gives you a smile and then starts hobbling her way down the road, pretty convincingly, back towards Armnaris.
Let's
Alright, we should get out of here then.
get out of here. Ox will get up on her horse. Helping Katarina get up on hers.
Thanks.
Okay.
To Arx Luporum.
Yes. Arx Luporum.
We should probably head north a bit and then cut west, just to stay out of the immediate area of the city.
Do we want to travel on roads or off of the road?
Maybe for now we can stick to the roads, just to get away quickly, and then switch. Would that be a smart idea?
Let's stick to the roads, but camp off of the roads.
Yeah.
Mm.
Agreed.
If we need to, I've been around these areas before. I think I can get us through the woods if we need to.
Alright.
Zach, what is the area like? What's the biome? Are we like outside of the forest? Is it pretty much just grassland, or?
So it's a lot of like grassland and scattered thickets of trees. A lot of like rolling hills and things like that.
Whatever we do, we're going to be in sight for quite a while.
What are we afraid of?
I guess right now nobody knows, but
Whatever
Maybe-
Solus has planned.
I think this is all he had planned, so we go.
maybe being overly cautious.
Ox will lead the way.
Okay. So you're going north and then around the city and down then towards south, towards the road to Arx Luporum. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. When do you plan on stopping for rest?
So the sun has. What time has the sun gone down? It's all gone down already.
The sun is setting like right now.
Okay. We will stay up at least an hour traveling with the light. at dusk.
Do we want to travel into the night? I can get dangerous.
It can, but also not getting distance between us and Naris is also dangerous.
Agreed.
I say that we travel as fast as we can in an hour, and then see how dark it is, see how clear the roads are.
Mm-hmm.
Make camp
And go from there.
Go from
Yeah.
there.
We could always just go until we feel like it's time to stop.
Yep.
And Katarina, if you tire, let us know.
I'll let you know.
Suck it up. No. Sad to see you smile. Let's go.
All right, so you make you travel. You are staying on the road, right?
Yeah.
That's what you get. Okay. So you travel around the city. You get to the road that actually, southern road that leads out of would be Ainta's Gate, actually, is the road that you are taking. You make it about an hour after you get to the road. You ride on for another hour until you find a nice stand of trees off to the side of the road that looks like it would provide some good shelter. The sun has well and truly set. The moon is actually nearly full, so it is pretty bright. You're able to find your way. Okay. Are you guys setting a watch?
Should we camp, or are we going through the night?
We should set up camp and set a watch.
We should set up camp and set a watch.
I don't think we need to go through the entire night. Maybe we take ourselves as wide as we can get from the road and still reliably find it, and then go from there.
Yeah. What's the terrain out here, Zach?
It's actually gotten kind of stony. If you can imagine, well, actually, all of us can imagine. Looks a little bit like Eastern Washington.
Great.
Not quite as desolate. But I guess Ramio and Aux, as natives of this country, you have well and truly come into the rain shadow of the Citadel Mountains.
I'll take first watch.
I'll take last watch.
I'll take second.
Katarina, would you prefer to maybe get rest tonight?
We don't have enough of us to split up the whole night.
I can try to stay awake a little longer.
So can I.
If
You
guys
rest.
have- Okay.
And while we're on tangentially on the subject, do you still have the note?
It's in my backpack. I wouldn't recommend touching it.
Does anyone have paper and parchment and the quill?
I do.
Don't you have parchment and a quill?
Yeah, aren't you always
I've
writing
got a
stuff?
spell book.
I have
I bought the stuff I needed for like. Do you have parchment and a quill? Yeah. So.
I have a notebook I've been using for research that we could use.
How about this? I will use my mage hand to lay out the paper and take a copy of what's written, and then from there we can use that going forward.
Sounds good.
Okay.
when my watch rolls around, I'll just kind of get going on that.
Okay. What are you doing with the original?
I will. Lightning bolt seems like overkill. Could we set a
Before,
fire?
well, I'm assuming we'd kind of be talking about what we're going to be doing with the original.
Yeah, sure.
Destroying it's one option, but it would also kind of be poetic justice if we could somehow get that back into the hands of Celis without him knowing.
I don't think we necessarily need to get rid of it. We can just make sure that we put it in a place where none of us accidentally touch it. Yeah.
I mean, we could keep it, and when we finally meet him again, I think it's worth it to just walk up and slap him in the face with it. Personally.
Let's
We'll
all
keep
do it.
Okay. Okay. So the
You're
safest.
going to have like a glass bottle or something?
Zach, these efficient bracers function exactly like.
Yeah, you can put it in there.
I've got a flask, lots of them, that it would
They
be in
function-
the bottle, in the flask, out of sight.
Let's do that.
They function exactly like a bag of holding, with the exception that your opening is limited.
We could do the
So
flask.
whatever you're storing in there has to be small enough to fit through the opening.
Okay. I'm assuming since I can do things like pick locks with my mage hand, I could just roll it up with my mage hand as well.
You don't want to accidentally pull that out, though.
I don't think I can.
I don't want you to put that in there. Like, that's for weapons and stuff. You can put it in this flask. Here, Ox will pull out a flask.
The flask will keep the poison from degrading as well.
True.
Just put it in here. Puts the whole thing in the sheath of, like, her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Covers it, and then she's got different colors on different ones. So she's going to double knot this one with whatever color, and can worry about changing colors later. But the double knotted one is you're gonna know, you're gonna open it and see, but that's just in case you need it really fast. Now, let's get some sleep.
So I believe it was Arx Ramio Elyswen
Yeah.
for
Okay.
watch.
How are we extending?
Good
Is it going
question.
to be Ramio? Do you want to take half, and I'll take the other half of the?
Okay, what
The
are
interim?
what are Pathfinder rules on how long do you need to rest?
8 hours, uninterrupted.
Even for
Well,
elves.
I guess not uninterrupted, but 8 hours of rest. Doing nothing more strenuous than like eating or reading.
Mm-hmm.
Do elves have like the reduced amount of sleep needed in Pathfinder? I forget.
No, I just checked.
Okay.
So Ramio, do you just want to take like an hour extra or whatever, and then I'll take the other half of that, or that sound good?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that's the best way to go about it.
Zach, is that gonna ding me on spellcasting?
Nah, I'm not going to be heartless.
Yep.
Yet.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Ox, can you make a perception check for your watch?
Mm-hmm. $15.
Okay. Your watch passes uneventfully. You don't really see anything.
Shake Ramio awake.
I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
All right.
Ox will go to sleep.
Okay, Ramio, go ahead and give me a perception check for your watch.
Perception 26.
All right. At one point, you see what looks to be like a wild dog, too small for a wolf, kind of dun-colored, kind of approach the camp and sniff a little bit, but then it runs away. That's pretty much it.
Oh, good. Now I'll shake Elyswen awake.
Oh. You sure you don't want to take the whole thing? No, I'm joking.
You're last.
All right. Oh, I'll set up.
Give me a perception check for your watch.
Oh man. 32.
Okay. Elyswen. Explain, describe to me how you're setting up watch. You know, you have. I imagine you guys didn't light a fire, and so you kind of have the horses kind of tied up next to each other by a tree, and the rest of the group, I'm imagining, is pretty close together near the horses. Where are you?
So I'm assuming we posted up like behind a hill or in some trees or something like that as well.
Yeah, you're in a copse of trees.
Okay. I would imagine that I sit like just a couple trees back from the side facing the road. Assuming that I'm not like super far, like it's probably not a huge area, right?
No.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just kind of put myself more towards the road, and then kind of just try to stealthily just find a place to settle down in.
Okay. All right, Elyswen, you see, actually you hear it first, like a crack of like a dry stick, and it kind of pulls your attention. Excuse me. Pulls your attention towards the road, where you see in the bright moonlight, kind of moving from shadow to shadow, what appears to be a person. And as you're kind of looking at them, trying to get more details, you see another person, much stealthier, but following behind.
Does it look like they're coming our direction?
They're moving towards the trees, kind of generally in your direction.
How quickly?
I mean, they're moving stealthily, so it's not incredibly fast. They're not like sprinting at you.
I am gonna cast a message. See how this goes. To how far away is everybody? I guess first. Sorry.
From you?
Yeah.
I'd say maybe like 40 feet.
Yeah, so message. I'll send it to everybody. And just kind of like, there's somebody coming. And see if I get anything back. I'll just wait a couple seconds.
Could the three of you make perception checks for me?
Because we're sleeping, is that like at a super negative?
27.
$13.
Uh, $25.
Okay. Katarina, you've had a rough day. You're really not feeling good. You are absolutely zonked out. Aux and Ramio, you are sleeping pretty light given the, being outside in the wilds and also, having a super powerful mage wanting to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping kind of light. So you hear, you're awoken. You don't at first know what it was, but you remember hearing a voice, quiet, but right in your ear.
Ox will turn to see who spoke in her ear.
Is anybody there?
Ramio will wake up like super groggy. He's like, what? Huh?
Keep your voices down.
Huh?
What?
Quiet. I've cast a message. We can hear each other, but there's somebody coming.
Slowly reach for my bow and arrows.
Abizeg, can you maybe circle that way and then tell us if you see anything?
Okay. I mean, you can, from where you are, you can kind of make out the shapes as they're moving between underbrush.
I'm not even sure that they're, here looking for us. It's not, as far as I can tell, it's not anybody that would be like a city guard. It's not the Legion, but...
Talk to them. Tell them that you see them. See what they do. We're right here with you.
Okay. All right. So, if we're doing this, we're doing this.
I'd say at this point they're probably like 50-ish, 60-ish feet away.
Okay.
Can I try and see them?
Sure. Are you still laying down?
Yes, I'm trying to side eye, half eye open and closed.
Go ahead. Make a perception check.
Natural 20, 30.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure. Somehow, miraculously, you can side eye and see. Just really, because you're looking through a lot of underbrush, you can't really see much other than you. For a brief moment, you're like, oh, that looks like the side of a profile of someone's head, or that looked like an arm, or something. But that's pretty much it. It looks. You'd guess there's two of them.
I'll mess it. I'll try and think back to Elyswen. If that's how this works.
You have to say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see them.
I have an idea. I'm gonna cast Silent Image. I'm gonna put just the beefiest version of Elyswen that has ever existed about 10 feet forward and 10 feet to my right. Or to my left.
Okay. Okay.
So still looks like me, but just jacked.
All
with
right.
a huge sword. And then in my real voice, I'm going to say, I'm going to have it come around a tree and halt. I know you're there. Who is this?
Okay. Can you make another perception check for me?
Yes. 30.
30. Okay. You still see the lead one, but the second one you've lost sight of them. As beefy Elyswen appears and kind of walks around the tree, and you shout out, that first individual kind of freezes and is holding very still.
Still see you. Now, unless you want to know what the sword can do, you'd best be moving along.
You have a sword.
Yeah, I gave her a sword.
Okay. Okay, so you see, Elyswen, you see as the figure kind of steps slightly from behind the tree, and you see as it steps around the tree, it has a bow drawn. And just before it releases the arrow, you hear and like the bow releases, and the arrow, like it's like the weird twang of a bow that wasn't released cleanly, and the arrow just kind of soars off into the forest, and that figure slumps to the ground.
Oh, so do you mean that the one guy was being shadowed by the guy who just stabbed them? Is that the vibe I'm getting from this scenario?
Maybe.
Something is happening to that one.
Do I see the person that just, like, gutted this other person?
Nope.
That's not good.
Aux slowly moves her hand to her sword hilt, but then is holding very still, waiting for Elyswen to let us know that something's going on. Yeah, Katarina, you can sleep. It's okay. Get in those hours.
This is your last chance. You don't have to die here.
Are you moving your image anywhere?
I'll have it start to kind of just like draw like the first inch of the blade.
Okay.
And then I'll whisper, I think we're about to get into a fight, and I don't know where the other combatant is.
How many are there?
As far as I can tell, one now, but there might be two.
I'm getting up.
Cool.
Aux will stand. And,
Okay.
will kick Katarina as she's getting up.
Okay, Katarina, you are awake.
Was that in my good arm or my bad arm?
It was your good
I'll flip for it. No, I'm flipping for it.
No!
It was your good arm.
Okay.
I've just got two bad arms.
What's going on?
Company. Get ready.
Oh, shit.
I just imagine, right? It's like you're in like a D&D session and like you come up to this camp and like you're trying to sneak up on them, and then this is like what they're saying.
This is
It's
their
like,
response,
we're them. We are them.
Oh,
We're those people.
we've become the NPCs.
We have.
You either die here or live long enough to see yourself become the NPC.
Can I see anything?
Oh no.
Like, do I see anyone coming up on us? Do I see any?
Make a perception check.
What's the siege? No.
Gosh.
Nope.
I do not.
No, Katarina, you know what? You kind of get up. Have you ever had it when like you wake up and you've got like I think it's protein, but like your eyes, like where your eyes are kind of like blurry, and you have to like, you literally get up and you're looking in the forest and it's all just blurry, and you just sit there like rubbing your eyes for a while to get out the so they're not so bleary.
Afraid you're about to
I
forfeit
will
your last chance.
Quickly cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. Elyswen, you hear directly behind you
Oh
a
no.
voice.
Oh my gosh! No, Zach.
Elyswen, don't you think that's a little bit much?
You can't be serious.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it totally
you can't
is.
freaking be
It
serious.
totally is.
Turn around.
You see no one.
She pulled a freaking Elyswen.
And then you watch like water rippling as the figure of Elyswen materializes about 15 feet away. She is not dressed like the noble woman that she is. She is wearing dark clothes. Her hair is in a braid down the middle of her back, and she is holding what looks to be a dagger, and she is cleaning it.
Well, I look at her and I say, I guess obstreperousness is an inheritable trait.
You guess what?
I said, I guess obstreperousness is an inheritable trait. That didn't come through in the accent very well.
What's that mean?
All right, Ramio will fully wake up now.
I'll message to everybody. It's fine. Don't go
Can I
back
go
to
back
sleep.
to sleep?
Yes.
I'm going back to sleep.
Okay.
What is it, Elyswen?
You're going to love this.
What is it?
Well, it's rude to keep me standing here. Aren't you going to invite me into your camp?
It's our mother. And you've made it to the camp. I don't know what invitation you want, but I don't plan on announcing you to whatever is in these planes.
There's no need to throw away all of your hard-learned decorum, Elyswen.
Aux will
She'll walk past you towards the camp.
Sit down.
If I tried.
Oh. Aux will keep one hand still like on her hilt, but she's relaxed and sits down, kind of like leaning forward on her knees, you know, like arms on her knees, and like kind of looks at Eliz.
She kind of like sweeps her gaze across the camp, and it passes over you, but it doesn't stay on you. Like she just like a quick glance over the camp.
I guess you guys have a lot to talk about. Elyswen, I'll take over watch, so you can do what you need to.
I have a
And
feeling that
I'll nod politely to the new guest.
She nods back.
I have a feeling that if you want to catch some sleep, you probably can.
Katarina's back asleep.
I don't think I can sleep now.
I imagine Katarina's snores probably just sound like growls.
Oh, cute! Little dragon growls.
Did any smoke come out?
Aww. She's adorable! Yeah, I'm not stopping this change now. We're having a pet dragon in the family.
Eliz walks through the camp and beelines for the tree where the other figure was. And you see as she kind of bends down, grabs something and starts pulling something towards the camp. And when she kind of since the camp is in a small, very small clearing, she kind of gets to the edge of it, and you can see in the moonlight she throws down. Looks like a man in very nondescript, dark clothes. Very nice bow.
Know who he was?
A hunter
Of
of a special kind. Of you
what I thought.
and your friends. You've chosen a very dangerous game to play.
Is she speaking Elven by chance?
Yes, she is.
Figured.
Oh, we've made the transition.
Yeah. Just making sure.
I should have mentioned she's been speaking exclusively in Elven the entire time.
Okay, well, doesn't matter. I know it.
Because that's who she is.
Yep. That's what I thought.
Well, if you didn't notice, it looks like we had the danger under control.
Right. As she kind of looks around, sleeping Katarina, who still looks in pretty bad shape,
Oh yeah.
and then raises an eyebrow at your silent image of like super buff Elyswen with a sword. Essentially looks like Elyswen, but with the physique of Ox.
Aww.
We are sisters.
Aww.
Well, he fell for it.
Yes, well, not all of your hunters will be so simple.
Evidently. And just kind of gesture to her.
Yes. She kind of, I imagine there's a log there. There's always a log at campsites. It's the,
Staple of a campsite.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. She kind of sits down on the log, managing to sit, like, despite the fact that she's in, like, a wooded clearing in the middle of night, essentially dressed as an assassin, having just murdered someone. Manages to sit just like a lady. Very prim, very proper, very, very good posture.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit down, but I'm facing the opposite direction.
Ox is just kind of watching, not in like a moody way, but just kind of just I guess resigned would be the better term compared to before. Kind of just like an acceptance of this is like how her mom is just gonna treat her, I guess. And she's just quietly watching.
Auxsonia, do you want to sleep or would you like to stay awake? I think.
I'm fine.
Okay. Well, then you followed us out here for some reason, and you haven't killed us yet. So. Looking at Liz.
Well, despite the insults and slights towards me and your family for all of the things that we've tried to give you, you are still my daughter. And don't think I've forgotten about the Tereth Greven problem. You still need to answer for that. Someday.
Lord Greven getting impatient?
What?
I said, is Lord Greven getting impatient? And she's like, kind of starting to get a little shaky.
You could say that.
I mean,
I had hoped. I had hoped, Elyswen, that your grandfather and grandmother would rub off on you more.
hey. I made my choice, and well, here I am. Being hunted by, it appears, 2 madmen.
Do you understand, Elyswen? Do you understand what I have tried to give you?
I think I do.
Do you understand what you've thrown away?
Yes.
And I suppose you'd do it again if you had the chance.
I haven't gone back. And I don't intend to.
And what if I don't give you a choice?
You. How much do you know about what I've been doing?
How much do I need to know? She kind of stands up. Where she was sitting, I don't know if you're still facing away from her, but where she was sitting, she just had the look of a stern mother, but as she stands up, it kind of casts her face into shadow, and suddenly she seems more ominous, more threatening. But you're dodging the question, Elyswen. What if I don't give you a choice?
You can't hold me. And he can't either.
And what will you do about it?
I can run. I've done it before. I'm good on my own. And I'm exceptionally good at getting out of places now. You can't make a prison that I can't break.
Elyswen,
Yes.
what is she talking about? And Ox just has silent tears like going down her cheeks as she's been listening.
Well, what's it been, 9 years now? I guess, my mother and one of her associates. I've had a very long time to plan a wedding. My wedding. What? I'll just look at her, finally, at my mother. What exactly is your plan here? What shackles are you going to put me in?
For a moment, she almost... Excuse me. For a moment, she almost looks like she's going to, like, spring forward. And then she sits back down on the log. It's kind of a look on her face that is all too familiar. A look of disappointment. Elyswen, you can't always run.
Oh. Anybody would know it would be you.
Well, unfortunately, you inherited much too much of me, and not enough. Well, your more reputable family members.
For me, is she talking about, I'm assuming, my grandparents?
Yes.
I mean, I don't think the problem has ever been repute. I had plenty of that, and I didn't want any. Dead guy's still, like, just right there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll swing around. I'll just kind of look at the dead guy. You know, I'd almost be happy to know we were so similar if it were different circumstances. Maybe a bit horrified, but be something to talk about.
Are you set on running away, Elyswen? From responsibility? And what happens if this foe, Celis, or whatever it is you're getting yourself embroiled in, what if they're too strong? What if it gets dangerous? Are you going to run from your friends here?
No. I've tried that already. And I don't intend to leave them.
Good. At least you're showing some backbone. Perhaps your sister has worn off on you.
Does she do that little
Yep. There's a little stutter. It's not like it's not said with disgust, it's more spoken of like a hesitation.
My sister has taught me many things. She's been there for a lot of very, very treacherous moments. She's been a cause of a lot of very treacherous moments. And she never left me. And I won't leave her. My sister has helped me through things that I never could have gotten over on my own. My friends have helped me see how powerful I can be. Maybe I've always needed to be more like my sister, whether I knew of her or not. You know, I've seen her transform. I've seen her go from someone who's angry and vengeful, someone who her only thought was of vengeance, of blood. And she was strong, and she changed. And now I've seen her go entire bloodbaths. I'm in grueling fights, giving life to those who needed it. Seen her fight so hard not to let that anger overcome her. And I think for so long, I saw that and admired it and let fear overcome me. Maybe that's why I admired it so much. I think I'm done being afraid of that. I think I'm done running from everything, hiding, hoping that you wouldn't find me. I'm done worrying about what Perez Brevin has planned or how much he paid in a dowry that I didn't agree to. I think I'm done worrying about what our family name means. I'm done with this ridiculous bow and all of the god-awful scroll work all over the place. It's going to fall apart someday, you know that. I'm done fighting for every scrap of your affections. I'm done worrying about what you think of me, Mother. So what? I'm not reputable in your eyes. I'm not enough in your eyes. But Auxsonia isn't either, and I think she's pretty good company. I'm staying here. I'm not letting you take me. And I know if I say that, they won't either. No, I'll say it again. But this camp doesn't have what you want, so I suggest you leave.
What I want, Elyswen, what I've always wanted, is for you to have a better life. I'm glad to see that you're finally willing to stand up for something. Keep each other safe. This conversation isn't over. She's gonna stand up and she's gonna walk out of the camp.
Pretty
Wait,
much as soon as she's gone.
Arx is gonna run after her.
Okay?
Yeah,
She
right
turned.
over. Mother, if there was anything that I did, that has made you this way against me, I want you to know I'm sorry. I don't want you to think of me the way that you thought of me. I know I'm not what you want, but I guess if no one can say sorry, I do. And I'm sorry that I've been a burden. And I wish it weren't so. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
In like a weird, like hesitating gesture, she reaches out one hand and kind of puts it on your shoulder, like lightly. Auxsonia, you have been a burden, but not for the reasons you think. We don't have time for this conversation. Keep each other safe. We'll talk again. And she moves her hand, takes her hand off of you. And she kind of looks like she wants to say something else. And then she just turns and walks away.
There's always not enough time. Knox will go back. And go to sleep.
Elyswen, that was very nearly the most affection you've ever seen your mother give to anyone.
Ox, do you have a moment?
Yeah.
I was kind of like,
Ramio's been watching this whole thing. Oh, but it's been in
Yeah.
Elven, so.
yeah.
Let me double check. Nope, Ramio speaks Dwarven.
That's right.
Ramio's just been watching a
Ramio's-
telenovela this whole time.
Yeah, exactly. He's literally been sitting there like a just speaks only English, and he's watching a Spanish soap opera, and he's just watching. He doesn't know what's going on.
And he's very pointedly trying to like keep watching.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this is not my problem. This is not my problem. This is not my problem.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of glad and also it's a mixture of he's glad he can't hear, but he's also disappointed that he can't understand.
Oh yeah.
He wants the drama.
What's
I want the drama, but
Elyswen was kind of like pat the log next to her.
Yeah, well, Ox will sit down next to her.
I don't think your heritage has anything to do with the way she feels about you. I mean, you saw exactly the same treatment from her towards me.
I saw something. I saw something that I've always wanted. And I realize now it's always been for you.
Crap. Well, Elvyn wasn't crying before, but now it's just like...
Two sisters crying on a log.
Yeah. No, she'll just like... I mean, if you'll let her, she'll just like hug you big time.
Yeah.
And then just like... kind of just rock back and forth a little bit. And she's just like... If you'll... It's not because of anything you did. It's not. And it's not because of who you are. Or if it is because of who you are, that's not your fault. I meant everything I said about you. And... I lived with that woman and with my grandparents for 120 years. And we're still probably the closest family I'll ever have. It's not you. It's not us. You know how hard you fought for every ounce of respect you've ever earned. And I do too. Whether or not she knows is her decision and her problem, not yours.
I know. And I know there's things I don't know about your life, about whatever she wants to talk about later, but we need to talk about this. We need to be careful. I mean, look at Katarina. Like, look at us. Like, we could have. Oh, cute little girl. Look at Katarina.
Sorry, I've been waiting for a moment.
Like anime eyes as you just like,
oh, big eyes. she's so cute.
More
Can we
crying.
keep her? Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, if she grows a tail, seriously, we're gonna convince her not to get rid of it.
I don't think she plans on getting rid of it.
Anyway, I want to know. I want to know about everything you've been through. I want to know like what kind of person she is, I guess.
I probably wouldn't be the person to ask about that. I fill in what I know, but she wasn't around much.
What was she doing?
I guess this. And I kind of point to the dead guy.
Just glosses over, no big, whatever. Keeps
Honestly,
talking.
until 10 minutes ago, I had no idea what she did.
Who was this person that you were supposed to get married to?
Are you two talking in Elvish? Please tell me you are.
Yeah.
We should.
Okay. But Ramio's still like, what is going on?
Girl
He's got
talk,
the
crying. Oh,
Yeah.
Katarina, girl talk.
Crying, there's tears. I have no idea what's going on, but this is beautiful.
Ramio's like, so this is what it's like.
And meanwhile, there's just some poor dead sod lying on the ground.
Yeah, just, you know,
we're
steadily
gonna-
growing pool of blood.
Seriously.
He's probably got pockets, right?
Oh gosh, no, no looting right now.
Ramio will go.
Now, but-
I was actually, yeah, I was about to say, I'm gonna go. Ramio can't do much to comfort people, so at least he's gonna remove the dead body.
He's like, pat on the shoulder, pulls the dead guy out.
More like starts pulling the dead guy out, like past them, and as he's passing them, like pats one of you on the shoulder.
Now I'm just imagining we're like talking, and he's just like.
Oh gosh.
No, but anyway, you asked the question.
Yeah, about this person you were supposed to get married to.
Yeah, what did you want? Never mind.
Well, everything would be a good thing.
I didn't want to be married. Honestly, I avoided him as much as I could when we were growing up.
Why?
He's a brute. An uneducated simpleton who would rather be wrestling in the mud than learning anything. He's much better at spending money than making it.
I like wrestling in the
I know, and I'm a simpleton technically.
No.
Wow, thanks,
No.
Elyswen.
You at least have the decency to ask the person's name. I've seen him yell at servants for no other crime than being in the wrong place. You know, he was... I barely knew him. We went to the academy at the same time for maybe 20 years. I mean, it wasn't like I knew him, but his father had enough money to buy my hand in marriage, apparently, and that's when I decided that I wanted another avenue for my life, so I created one.
You ran away?
Yeah. About 9 years ago. A little more. Closer to 10.
Where...
was planning on telling all of you, but well, here we are.
It's been a long day.
I don't think it's going to be the last.
I think we need some sleep.
I agree.
I think if you want to open up to all of us when you're ready, that'd be a good start to piecing together at least for me, piecing together a big part of my life.
I'll answer any questions you have. You deserve to know. You deserve a lot more than that, but that's what I can give.
Who is your father?
Jordan to Zach question. I don't really know, do I? Like, I have pretty much no idea.
You don't.
Yeah. I've never heard a whisper.
Why?
I
Did she ever say
didn't
why?
have... Was that why?
Did she ever say why?
She wasn't much of the sharing sort with me either.
Did she want you to get married for like a family political whatever?
And something like that. I mean, my understanding it was supposed to be some alliance of our houses, but I was already being kind of pushed down the path of, well, writing legal documents for the rest of my life, and I think having a husband that needs to take off his shoes when he needs to count past 10, it was just one thing too many.
What does she do for the Dominion?
And until 10 minutes ago, I had no idea, but now I'm assuming that, and I point at wherever we would drag the dead to.
Protecting you?
No, not me. I was in LTRL the whole time. I don't know if she's an assassin, or if she does something similar to what I sort of do. An infiltrator of sorts? I don't know. I've never really heard. She's important, but beyond that, I don't know.
Alright, we'll need to talk more later. She goes to sleep. She goes to sleep.
Ox?
Elyswen.
I care about you, and I don't want to hear you apologize for who you are ever again, or for you being a burden. You're not. For all of us have things to apologize for, but you've earned what you have, and you didn't get what you deserved. And I know everyone here respects you.
Thanks, Elyswen. Thanks for all those nice things you said. I care about you too. And we all care about each other.
We do. Even if you say.
Even if you say.
Isn't that alright? I'll just kind of scratch his little chin.
Oh.
And he kind of looks around and he goes, Ark! I care about you! Hey, look at that. He's expanding his vocabulary.
He's a good bird. Alright, seriously though. I need to sleep.
Yeah, sleep.
See
night.
you. Good night. Good night. Good night, Ramio. In common.
Oh wait, I can keep watch if you'd like to sleep.
Night. I just imagining at this point, like when Ox says goodnight, he's in the woods, like buried in a very shallow grave.
Wait.
Amazing.
Also, did the bandit have anything of value on him?
Wow.
That bow is looking pretty sweet.
That bow.
Masterwork composite longbow.
I am gonna keep that.
What's the strength rating?
I will get back to you on that.
All right.
He surprisingly didn't have very much on him. Just simple leather armor, like a dagger, his arrows, dark clothes.
I'll leave him his clothes, and then shallow grave, and bring back the bow and stuff.
Okay.
Do you want to get some sleep?
Do you? I have no idea what happened, but it sounds like you probably need more sleep than me at this point.
I still have a letter to transcribe. So, I'm fine staying up.
Alright, well. I have no problem keeping you company. And he'll decidedly, sit down on the log with Elyswen.
Ramio,
Yeah,
you've been a great friend.
thank you.
I mean, there aren't many people who would have taken our first interaction as well as you did, and everything thereafter has been what many would consider a downhill battle. And
You know, when I first met you guys, I thought this was just going to be another decent paying job. Turned into a lot more than that, but I'm happy with how it's turned out.
good. I think we all are.
Oh, also, if you want, that a really nice bow, if you want it.
Is it like yours? Is it going to take a lot of effort to draw?
I'm not sure how much effort I'd have to really test it out, but I'll let you know.
Okay. And if it takes any at all, it's probably not for me.
If anything, that's good to sell.
Exactly. But
What's
thank you.
what's the strength rating on your bow?
+2.
Expensive modification too.
Yeah, this is actually, well, you'll have to see when you test it out.
Yeah. Ramio will just help out with watch.
Okay. The rest of the night passes uneventfully.
Yay.
Good.
Katarina, you heal 1
Oh, right.
point of a constitution damage.
Yep.
Or drain.
Oh, that's painful.
Now I'm at -4 con. Not -4 con, -4 con, but like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd be dead if I was at
I was like,
negative.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
-4 from 17 con.
I thought you had a -4 modifier. I was like, okay.
That's at first. I was like, what? I did not do that much damage.
No, you did 5 damage. So that's one of the 5 eliminated. Not enough to increase my max health.
Do I need to roll anything to just get the letter transcribed? I'm using Mage Hand to kind of set things up and then roll it up and put it in that.
That's easy enough.
Cool.
Whew. Finally get a rest.
Yeah. Next morning, just, all right, everyone, time to move out. Wake up.
Okay.
Watch. We're gonna just walk into a bunch of orphans, aren't we? The way things have been going.
Ramio's good.
All right. So you wake up, you eat a quick breakfast with some of the stored food that you had on the horses.
Mhm.
And you start out. Are you guys wanting to talk or do anything during the day, or just travel?
Well, we have a copy of that poem that we could discuss at length now.
It would be good to discuss that, probably.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go get some food, but I will be. I'm just gonna mute this.
Alright.
You guys keep going.
All right. Real quick, I'm gonna catch everybody up to speed on my whole thing. In common this time for Ramio's sake.
As you're telling the story, there's a lot from Mary, like, oh, that's what that moment was. Or, oh, that's what she said.
Yeah. So there it is. I'm to be wed as soon as as soon as I set foot in Elturel, they'll probably find me, and most likely there's not much I can do to get away from an altar, but I've been practicing. He kind of chuckles.
No, Jake, telling them no doesn't work.
Once the dowry's paid, if they don't want to hear no, they don't have to. I mean, the magistrates will rule on it, but well, they don't rule against very often. Let's have her wait until I've aged to the point where I don't look like myself, which might take a few hundred years, or...
I mean, we do have the hat.
Long time to wear a hat.
I got used to it.
Fair enough. I'd like to see if I can convince somebody first.
What I
And
missed.
before I had the hat, I just kept the spell up 24/7.
Did I miss anything?
Anyways, no, not really. We just kind of went over my deal. Feel like everybody should
recap.
probably know. Yeah.
Quick recap of the Days of Our Lives episode that aired last night.
Pretty good. You should have recorded it. I'm pretty sure they killed off one of the characters, but they'll bring him back as another actor in 5 seasons
That's
anyway.
right,
So.
totally.
On another note, I've got a copy of this letter that we can touch.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
You want to read it out loud? We got some ideas. We can start brainstorming along our journey.
Who wants the honor?
I'll read it.
Go for it.
The wandering of the wild dog wends past a stony keep. Not welcome amid this rocky walls, slowly away it creeps. Guarded by living spears, a lone sentinel stands proud, looking into the battlements. A challenge rings clear and loud. The answer follows close behind. Gates usher forth crystal knives. The game's begun. The war is on, and only one survives. I have some ideas. We can eliminate at least the last sentence as it kind of being a taunt. Doesn't really give us any clues other than...
It's not necessarily a taunt, because it might not just be referring to us.
True. All right. Well,
I
then
see the benefit of starting with the rest of it, though.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning.
Definitely.
Okay. Wandering of the wild dog. Jackal.
Very likely.
Wends past a stony keep. How many stony keeps are there in the world?
Sounds almost
In the world.
Yes. Whoa, ain't ya?
Yo,
Yes, in the world.
we need somebody who can fly.
I mean, we are heading
We have
towards
a map,
the
right?
Citadel Mountains.
Okay, but like a keep, a stony keep, so could it
Citadel
be a citadel?
Mountain.
A mountain.
and mountains are stony.
Zach, do we have a map on us?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you do. I actually
I
have
feel
it
like we-
as a
Kinda need
handout.
one, right?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a world
Well,
map in your guys' journal.
There's something that stands out to me.
There's a keep.
This
Well,
is the
there's
Wolf's
the
Pass.
Citadel Mountains and the Wolf's Pass. I mean, it's somewhat likely that,
A wolf is a wild dog.
and somewhat likely that Celis knew that we were looking to resurrect Janus. I mean, obviously quite good at what he does.
Are you certain this isn't just like egotistical posturing or something, that we're reading too much into this?
See, it's certainly egotistical posture.
It's
There's
better
no
to read.
egotistical posturing, but the thing about Celis is his ego is so inflated that he would probably be willing to actually put valuable information in here, thinking that we wouldn't be able to figure it out.
Thinking that we would be able to figure it out. I think he
And
wants
that
us
it
to
wouldn't
figure it out.
matter. Yeah,
He wants
Yeah.
to see if we can figure it out, right? We're opponents.
Exactly.
Of things. Anyway, all right. So not welcomed amid the rocky walls. Slowly away it creeps.
Oh.
So whatever place this is, this stony keep or whatever, the jackal or wild dog isn't welcome there. So it has to creep, right? Like it has to sneak in. So whatever it is doing, it's
sneak away.
sneaking.
So we can roll out Savaria.
No,
Well, they're welcomed there.
And they definitely haven't snuck away.
I don't know. Question mark on that, I guess. It's not clear exactly.
Yes, precisely. It also could mention the Wolf's Pass going, whatever direction you want.
Slowly creeping away from the Citadel Mountains.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, do we want to keep a better eye out? There might. As a whole, what do we think this note could be about? I mean, just speaking primarily from the first viewing, what could it be?
It could be talking about the jackals. It could be talking about us. And it could be talking about Celis's like overall plans. The call out of various geographical features potentially through this, with allusions to a stony keep and I don't know, living spears make me think of trees of some sort. So maybe like a forest.
That is a great. That's good. Guarded by living spears.
Wouldn't
Okay.
be...
A lone sentinel stands proud. Is there a lone statue of a?
Well, there's the Watchwood to the east with the Sentinel mountain range.
That's pretty direct.
Wait, where?
To the east.
To the east.
That little land bridge connecting
South of Cambria.
Oh, I see.
Elturel and Illyria.
Which is the Watchwood in the Sentinel range.
Real quick, it's gonna become relevant. Can we try to translate some of the words on this map? Like Haraeus or Aquinas or Arentari?
Arentari.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Janus. Ramio, do you know any more? Did you pick up any more geographical features while you were learning swear words?
Maybe. Can I roll to see?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
Is this linguistics?
Yeah.
Six.
Ooh.
18.
Nice.
24.
Okay, what are you looking at in particular?
If we can just kind of if Arx Luporum, everything. If we can just kind of go over this, Capre, Haraeus, Arx Luporum, Isara, whatever that lake is called.
The
Naris even. Yeah, all the city names, all of the things that aren't in, plain common.
Okay. Okay. All right. So. Arx Luporum roughly translates from ancient Illyrian as Citadel of Wolves.
Oh.
Armnaris roughly translates as... hold on. Gold city, keep, settlement. It doesn't translate very well. But Arum is gold. Aquinas, you don't know of any translation for that. You suspect it might be a name, but you're not sure. And the same with Aruntari.
Somebody cast a silence spell over their apartment.
Anything amazing that I missed?
No. Zach, what about Capre?
He's in the same room.
Oh, yes.
So hang on a sec.
Yeah, not a problem.
One thing you did miss is that Arx Luporum translates to Citadel of Wolves.
Oh, I thought you were there for that.
That's
a pretty big one.
Oh, so, okay.
Ah.
So it could be a wolf rather than
A jackal.
a jackal.
It could be both too, though.
But it could very well have like multiple meanings. Yeah.
Well, it could be the, conveniently, the city of wolves is also where the jackals started. Maybe they were kind of,
Possible.
Okay,
like
so
bastardizing a phrase.
So big picture then. Let's go big and then go small. Do we think that this is a war, full-out war between two countries?
It looks like it might be a war
I
with
think
one
it's.
country within itself.
I think this might be the start of a civil war.
Okay, who are the opponents?
Up at the Vox Libertatis, and
Like as a whole, like is it like the military?
Probably the military.
where
And-
Celis stands to gain the most power.
Versus the citizens?
Those who seek to be free.
Maybe in the poem, like, I'm pretty sure, like, the lone sentinel on the wall would be Celis.
Guarded by
It's
living
not a bad guess.
Guarded
It's
by
likely.
living spears, a lone sentinel stands proud. Looking to the battlements, a challenge rings clear and loud. Were the challenge?
Maybe.
Or
It could also
it's
be referring to
challenges?
the events of the gala last night.
Could be, yeah.
Something that stands out to me is that this whole idea of the games begun the wars on, and only one survives. There's not necessarily just two
No.
forces. There's the jackals doing what they're doing. I mean, maybe we should just start there. What are all of the players? There's the jackals. There's us.
There's the military.
There's Vox Libertatis.
Well, and then there's Vox Libertatis.
Yep. Which is
Okay,
worth
so
mentioning.
what's this line, the second to last line here, though? The answer follows close behind. Gates usher forth crystal knives. I have no idea what that one means.
So, there's a challenge shouted to the battlements, and then the answer follows close behind. So, I'm guessing that the answer to the challenge is to send out, troops, but crystal knives is a bit odd.
There's technically another player in Illyria right now.
Old one?
The cold one.
Knives of ice.
That's
Ice could be described as a crystal.
It very well could be. And
Oh my gosh. If this whole thing comes down to this cold one, oh my gosh. No!
I mean, this actually, if you take this note like another way, talking about like a wild dog like wandering close to a stony keep, the jackals set up camp at the base of the Arantari Mountains, and that could have been seen as a challenge.
True. Janus.
And then we know what happened to them. So Janus also did directly challenge the authority of the Cold One.
Means that looking to the battlement, the challenge rings clear and loud. The answer follows close behind. Gates usher forth crystal knives. Quite.
I mean, unless this is
Apt.
all about fighting the cold one.
It doesn't fully make sense for Phyllis just to give us something about only the cold one and not himself, though.
Doesn't. But it also seems
Maybe Celis is the cold one.
I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I see where you're going with it. He could be in league with the cold one.
A fey creature that owns the wood that would live in the wood?
Do we know that the cold one is a fey creature?
We know that
Hmm.
Janus said that it.
Janus knows.
Yeah, Janus
We
is.
need to get Janus awake.
I mean, we know that, like, Janus said that, like, the Fae respected the Cold One's authority over that region, but we don't necessarily know that it was Fae.
Kind of
Fair
sounded
point.
like it was. I mean, those things that we saw were definitely not.
There's more than
normal.
Fae in terms of not normal.
And we've already made so many assumptions that have nearly gotten us killed. But I think second guessing ourselves isn't a bad option as long as we don't do it to the point of inaction.
I think the sooner you revive this Janus person, the sooner you'll have answers on that Fae stuff.
Yes.
Definitely. And I mean, for the meantime, something else that I think this note could be. Just thinking about what Celis stands to gain and where he would be, where he would excel, what his goal in all of this might be. He is Hyven and Arius, a high up leader in the military. And it might behoove him to send us in the direction of his enemies. You know, he's used people to create civil unrest. We've seen it happen before our eyes. Well, Ramio has. And in that endeavor, he's also managed to prop up certain enemies to the point where they have some power. And it could be that this note is an effort to guide us toward them so that he doesn't have to deal with them. This could be, at least in my estimation, a chance that it's somewhat of a guide to find Bloody Auxsonia. Anybody have any thoughts on that?
It's just really hard to say without more information, I guess.
I think it's also possible that this note isn't just referring to one thing.
Precisely. There's so much that we don't know. I think
Regardless of what it actually is, we should definitely be a little extra on guard as we're moving through the Wolf's Pass, just in case.
would like I could go ahead, try to, be sneaky.
On a horse?
I can make the horse faster.
I don't think it's much about being sneaky, more as making sure that we're on our guard.
Yeah, that as well. So I think Arx Luporum might be the key to this first part of the puzzle.
Quite possibly.
Does anyone remember what was What was that? The temple. What did it look like?
It was a giant tower, wasn't it?
I think so. Does that fit into our riddle at all?
Could.
Maybe we get there and we find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As you are traveling the road, the mountains are getting ever closer. The ground becomes more and more barren, where there were scattered forests outside Armnaris that then gave way to copses of trees, has now, become low, tough shrubs and bushes and scraggly grass. It's still very warm, but the humidity that you've grown accustomed to in Armnaris and Savaria has given way to aridness. The second night out of Armnaris, you camp in the foothills of the Citadel Mountains, still following the road, as it will begin to ascend up into the Wolf's Pass. Are you guys setting a watch?
Yep.
Yep.
Same as
Definitely. Yep.
Katarina sleeping the whole time?
I can
Yes.
help.
It's really okay if you need to sleep, right?
I mean, so do you guys, though.
We also weren't just poisoned.
Fair.
And so long as no monsters or mothers come out of the woodworks, we'll be fine.
Wow.
Any more mothers come out of the woodwork, I'm shooting them.
I know, Ramio. I think that was good entertainment.
Yeah, maybe entertaining isn't the right word. I had no
Yeah.
clue what you guys were saying.
You not speak? Oh,
No. Common. Learned a bit of Dwarvish from my friend in my childhood, but other than that, that's all I speak.
Yeah, it's okay.
quite the show.
I could tell there was a lot of drama, but I had no clue what was going on.
That's to your benefit.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
Anyway, you guys go to sleep. I'm gonna keep first watch.
Very well.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Okay.
Ramio immediately passes out.
Same with Katarina.
Yep.
All right. The night passes uneventfully.
Oof.
You guys wake to a sunny morning, no clouds. The mountains are wreathed in mist.
Do I heal
Yes.
point of con? Okay. And then since my max HP, then bumps up. Do I
You heal
gain
back
that
your-
health back?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because for a long rest, you gain your amount of hit dice in health.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So as long as you're not gaining more than 9.
Right. I'm not. I'm gaining 9. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay. During this day's travel, the path becomes much steeper and far narrower. As you start to navigate through what were rolling hills have now turned into sharp, jagged rock spurs. At times, there are 2 cliffs on either side of you. As you navigate through, and on other times, the path is near the edge of a cliff. And the road is fairly well maintained, but the passing requires a good deal of concentration. And the going is much slower than the day previous.
Mm-hmm.
As you the sun is kind of getting low, and actually I'd say as the sun goes behind the mountains, not a true sunset, but a false sunset as it goes behind the mountains. You finally manage to come to the summit of the Wolf's Pass, the highest point. As you kind of climb your way up this narrow switchback, there's a couple of switchbacks, and you come around a rock spur, and you see where the path opens up into this cleft between 2 mountains, and it becomes wide and flat. And there in the middle of the path, spanning the entire width of the path, which is about 200 feet, and raising to about a height of 100 feet, there is carved in stone what appears to be a massive skull.
Like a human skull? What kind of skull?
What type of animal?
Knowledge nature.
Was this here when we passed through this pass before?
We
We didn't come
teleported.
through. Yeah, we've teleported.
Oh,
Was-
I have ranks in knowledge.
Was
nature.
this here when Ramio passed
Oh.
through before?
Yes.
Okay, whew.
18.
17.
Oh. Celis has such a grudge. He's carving monuments. You could do it.
Okay. It's a fairly easy roll. You see a monumental wolf skull. As it melds seamlessly with the landscape. It looks degraded in places, and it oddly freestanding. Like it looks like it shouldn't be still there in that way. And so passing through the pass, you go underneath the upper jaw of this skull.
We're gonna go through this part.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
if
It's
you don't
the only way, I think.
if you don't
And-
mind, I feel free to call me an idiot. But if I could have 10 minutes to look around.
I will say this isn't Celis is doing. This has been here. Like,
But I wonder, the wandering of the wild dog went past the stony keep, not welcomed with the walking rocky walls, slowly away it creeps. This could be our wild dog.
I'm gonna cast Detect Evil.
Okay.
And just scan.
Ramio, since you of the group have definitely been through this pass before, could you give me a quick knowledge local check?
Maybe. 4.
Ooh.
Okay. Ramio, you know this skull has pretty much always been here, and it's kind of the reason the pass has its name, but you don't know anything else.
Yeah, this is why the pass has its name. It's a wolf skull. So,
Okay.
that's as much as I know, though.
Does anyone mind particularly if I take just a few minutes to look around?
If it'll help you breathe easier, go for it.
Katarina, can you cast Detect Magic to see if there's anything?
Great.
I mean, it doesn't exactly have a great range on it, but I'll go ahead and do it. I'll put up Detect Magic.
22 for perception.
Okay.
I can also cast Detect Magic. I might as well. I have it prepared today.
Okay, well, you guys are about...
Never mind, I take that back.
You are a good couple 100 feet away from this thing, so you don't detect any magic, you don't detect any evil. Elyswen, as you kind of looking around, casing the joint, as it were.
Real quick, before you say anything, I don't have Detect Magic prepared today, so...
That's fine.
Yeah.
As you're casing the joint, as it were, you do spy a small, what looks to be a house, just behind where the wolf skull is, kind of in the shadow of the back left of the skull.
I do have message prepared. So I'm going to send a fat one everybody's way. There's a house back here. I don't know if we'd be bothering the inhabitant, but...
You want to just knock on the door?
Something like that. Invisibility.
Okay.
Never be too safe. I'll approach, and I'll just kind of see what's going on.
Yeah. Are you moving stealthily or are you moving quickly? Keep in mind this house is a good 600 feet away.
Oh, it's that far away. Okay.
This skull is massive.
I'm gonna move stealthily without invisibility on, and then cast invisibility when I get kind of like once there's no cover anymore. Cast invisibility, walk up.
Okay. Okay, you walk up. As you kind of come around and get a... So as you're walking through, as you get to right under where the wolf's jaws are, you can hear this moaning noise of the wind whistling through all of the holes and in between the teeth. And it gives the impression of a breathing creature.
Like that.
As you step through into the wolf's mouth, you kind of go down and you turn invisible at your distance of preference, and then you kind of turn the corner a bit and see the house more fully. It looks like it is built of very sturdy stone. You can see where a typical house would have maybe thatch roofing, there's actually slate shingles. And there is smoke coming out of the chimney. And there is a lantern outside the front door.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna kind of try to split the difference between speed and I have Expeditious Retreat. What the hey? I'll cast that.
Well, before you cast that,
okay.
there's one other thing.
Mhm.
Flapping kind of fitfully in the breeze on the front of this building, this house, is the crimson and gold banner of the Legion of Light.
Oh, crap.
Okay. Well, this is what I do. Expeditious Retreat, just so I have the movement speed.
Okay.
So I've got however many minutes you say has passed since I cast invisibility. Has it been a minute yet, or
How long do you have invisibility for?
5 minutes?
Okay. I'd say it's been about half a minute.
Okay, cool. In which case, I'm gonna Expeditious Retreat. Get my ass up there, so that I can kind of see what's going on here.
Okay.
I'll try to move stealthily with Expeditious Retreat ongoing.
Okay. So you're moving at full speed.
Yeah. And I will... So, full speed, trying to keep myself, kind of quiet. And I want to see, like, if I can just peek into these windows or if I can see anybody around this place.
There are no windows.
Oh. Okay. Is there anybody in sight?
Nope.
Can I hear anything? Like, are there voices?
Roll perception.
Ooh, that was not good. 17.
You know, over the sound of the wind whistling through the skull, you can't really hear anything.
Okay. Is there a door? I guess, like, can I
Yeah.
just do, like, a quick once-over on this place? Like, see if there's, like, a front door, a back door, anything?
So the building itself is built, like, butted up against the back of the skull and the side of the cliff side. So it only has the front door, no windows.
Almost like they put this here strategically. Okay. How much time do I have left?
3 minutes.
3 minutes? Okay, I'll just do both of them the same. I'm gonna use Mage Hand to knock on the door.
Okay. Knock on the door. After a few moments, door opens. You see a man dressed in the livery of the Legion, crimson and gold. Not wearing a helmet. He doesn't have like their typical shield or sword at his side. He has like a dagger in his belt. He just kind of opens the door and kind of looks out.
Okay. This is to get real dumb. I'm gonna. I mean, I gotta make my decision fast here, huh?
Hello? Anyone there? He kind of turns
I cast
back.
Summon Monster 3.
You call what?
I said I cast Summon Monster 3. And I'm gonna summon, what is it, 1d4 plus 1 wolves? Just on this side of the house where he can't really see them.
Okay.
Okay.
As you were casting that, he kind of just turns and looks back in. I told you it was probably just rocks falling or something. And he just closes the door and goes back inside.
Okay. So I have wolves now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
1d4 plus 1 wolves.
3 wolves.
Okay.
For their first round. If he's closing the door, I'm gonna just... Well, I guess I already said where I was casting it. So, while that's happening, I am going to... These are not there for very long either.
So, to be clear, the round, the 6 seconds that you spent casting that spell, he said that, closed, and then closed the door.
Yep. So,
Okay.
I want 3 wolves. 3 wolves. I want them yipping and hollering and just going absolutely crazy.
Okay.
And then... You know what? I never use these skills. I'm going to drop invisibility. I am going to run to the door and knock on it myself.
Okay.
Cut to Arx
And
and Katarina. Oh man, that arm looks really bad. It looks a lot better today, though.
I mean,
Sorry, I'm taking a lot of time here.
it's a little bit better. It's not fully back to normal yet.
It'll get there. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Take a few more good night's rest and you'll be back to normal.
Yeah.
At a distance of like 600 feet, you see 3 small shapes poof into existence and start jumping around. You can't hear anything. And then you see Elyswen materialize and run over to what looks like where the front of the building is and starts knocking on it.
What is she doing?
I have no idea.
Should we be concerned?
We should be. Let's go. Let's get up there. Let's go. Arx starts moving towards it.
Start moving that way.
Are you walking or are you sprinting?
I'll sprint.
We're on horses.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
you are on
trotting.
horses.
We're trotting.
I'll walk.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so Elyswen, we'll cut back to you. Wolves begin howling, yipping, making all sorts of racket. You pound on the door. The door opens again almost immediately. Like he didn't get a chance to step that far away from it. He kind of opens it with this like incredulous kind of like look. Like he opens the door and he's like, his face says, "What the heck is going on?" And then he says, "What the heck is going on?"
Please help me. I was chased down by these wolves. I saw this. I need somewhere to hide.
Oh yeah, they don't call it Wolf's Pass for anything. We got a pack again. Looks like a small one. And then he kind of like you see as he reaches in like behind the door, he like disappears behind the door for a second, and then he pops back out around the corner, and he's got a sword in his hand. And he kind of just stand back, and you see 2 other legionaries come out. They're not fully armed and armored. Like one of them is not even wearing armor. He just has his shield and sword. The other is wearing his armor, has his shield and looks like an axe, or no, a spear. Excuse me. And they kind of just like work together, shoulder to shoulder. And they're not gonna try to like go and attack the wolves. They're basically just like fending them off, poking them with spears, pushing them away with the shields, occasionally getting a swing in. How long do these wolves last?
5 rounds, so
Okay,
they're
what
all
are you
outside,
doing?
right?
There's 3 of them out there.
Okay. I'm gonna try to kind of sidle up to this door and take a peek.
Okay, you look in. From what you can see, there's it's like a kind of pretty Spartan common area. You see a small table with what looks like in the middle of a card game. And as you're you can see a hearth. It looks like a pot of something is kind of simmering over it. And as you're kind of looking through, you see another legionary come out. Who are you?
Oh, I'm looking for someone to hide.
Oh, you can't come in here. And he kind of like perks up. Wolves again. And he grabs a sword and he walks out the door too. You guys are galloping or like moving double speed or 4 times?
Trotting.
I'll do 4 times. I want to get over there. Something is going on.
My pony's slow.
I'm keeping up with Katarina.
So, so that one round?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I don't want these wolves actually hurting them. I want them looking like they're trying to, but not actually trying to.
Okay.
Oh no. I have an idea, but I'm gonna have to wait all 5 rounds for my idea.
Okay. Are you waiting all 5 rounds for this idea?
Yes. I'm going to... Well, what I'm going to do is look like I'm fumbling through my backpack for a bottle. So I'm going to fumble through my backpack for a bottle.
Okay. All right. I'd say round 4... If you guys ride up, you're there now. So Ramio, Ox, and Katarina and other horse show up. What like the legionaries kind of like will spare a glance back as they hear horses approaching. You guys don't have weapons drawn or anything, right?
No.
Okay. So then they kind of focus on what they're doing. And then 1 round later, all of the wolves disappear.
So before the wolves disappear, this is what I want to do. Sorry, once the wolves disappear, I know things are going to go bad, so I have an idea.
Okay.
This is a bad idea, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pretend, right when I know the wolves are, like, pretty much gone, I'm going to gather them all within a 5-foot area. I'm going to come out of my pack and shout, "Aha!" Use silent image to pretend to throw something at all of the wolves kind of clustered together. And then they disappear. I wanted to do a little bit of like flashing lights and stuff.
Okay.
So they do get
What's your DC?
Yeah, it's not great. It's 15. I believe it's will.
Okay. 2 of them seem really impressed. Like, whoa. Oh, couldn't have done that earlier. The other 2 don't look so convinced.
Let me see here. It has to be interacted with to be disbelief.
Oh.
I don't know if that counts.
I mean, they were
if they're gonna like
fighting the things that you were trying to cover.
Yeah. So if that counts, then yeah.
But they kind of move their suspicious looks away from you, kind of direct their attention more towards your 3 companions who have showed up. One of them kind of steps forward. He seems a little older than the others. A little bit of gray in his kind of rough, his like scruff. What was that? What did you just do?
Is he talking to me?
Yeah, he's talking to you.
Oh, I'm a wizard's apprentice, and I he gave me something because he said that, as I was delivering the herbs that he told me to, that there would be trouble, but I couldn't find it.
I'd like to do a sense motive to see what the heck is going on.
Okay, good luck. Could you make a bluff check for me, Elyswen?
I can indeed. Oh, that wasn't bad. Okay. 21.
19.
Okay. Okay. Aux, as best you can tell, Elyswen seems to be in the role of, help me, I'm a damsel in distress, these wolves were attacking me, and then got the attention of the legionaries who were in this building. They came out, fought the wolves, and which I would say, with your knowledge of magic and how things work, especially dealing with Janus, or not dealing with, working with Janus, unless you count that battle royale, you assume that those wolves were magically summoned and so didn't last very long, and so she, tried to make it look like she poofed him away with something. The legionary seems... He seems convinced. Just kind of, okay, well, as long as everyone's safe, that's the important part.
Well, I mean, they're teleported somewhere, but I think that it's okay.
Huh. Just kind of shakes his head.
Thank you so much. You're such kind gentlemen.
Well, we're just doing our job.
Well, I'm very grateful that you did your job today.
Yeah. What brings you folks through the pass?
We're on our way to Arx Luporum. We're on our way to see a friend.
Okay, well. Not transporting any, raw meat or anything?
Oh no, of course not.
Well, I mean, the spell components that I'm using are quite fragrant, but...
Oh, that's strange. I don't usually see the wolves quite that, desperate in the summer. Game must be getting kind of lean around here. Watch yourselves on the way down.
Thank you.
Don't call it Wolf's Pass for nothing.
Evidently. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a good campsite. You should have, he kind of looks up at the sky. You should have enough daylight left, especially since you've got the horses. There's a good campsite just a little ways down. Once you get to the bottom of the switchbacks, there's a little dell. Pretty common place for people to camp. Good shelter from the wind and rain.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, travel safe. And they all just kind of go back inside.
I think as a group, we all just look at Elyswen.
Yep.
He stands up very straight, takes the slight pout out of her lip, and says, I don't think that's our sentinel. And she will get on her.
I have no idea what happened, but was any of it necessary, Elyswen?
That's what we're all wondering.
As we're definitely away and out of earshot.
Yeah. Well, they close the door, you know,
Mhm.
and the wind is howling through this pass. It's pretty loud.
Mm-hmm.
Never a bad idea to cover every opportunity to check.
Or we could have just gone past without arousing their suspicion at all.
They're not suspicious of anything other than, the wolves.
Thankfully.
And we know that that's not the sentinel.
The Sentinel wasn't part of that verse, though. Sentinel is guarded by living spears. It's like a separate verse.
Teeth? Teeth could be... You know what? I'm trying. It's been a long week. I just don't want to get hurt.
It's okay. You can always ask us for ideas too, if you want help.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. You make your way through the pass, down the switchbacks. You find the little secluded dell that the legionary mentioned, and pass a quiet night. Go ahead and heal your 1 point of Constitution damage. The next day, which would be the 28th, as you come down through the foothills, the scenery has changed dramatically. It's once more very humid, very hot. There's an abundance of plant life, or fauna and flora, as you essentially on the other side of Wolf's Pass, you're traveling through almost a desert, now into almost a jungle. Just constant sounds of wildlife, birds, various screeches and skitterings of various animals, lots of bugs, some of them a little annoying. The rest of the day goes smoothly, maybe a little uncomfortable with the heat and the humidity, but you eventually break out of where some thick trees are near the end of the day as the sun is setting over the sea of light. You see the city of Arx Luporum. You can see as it is, the section you can see is obviously the upper section on the top of the cliff, and you can see glimmering in the last rays of the day, the gleaming bronze dome and white marble of the Temple of Amriel, where Janus is. I assume you want to go right there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. You make your way riding into the city. Everything seems very calm and peaceful. People are moving at a pretty sedate pace. No one seems to be in a hurry. There is a guard presence, or I should say legionary presence. But none of them look on edge. Certainly not anything like the state of Savaria.
Mm-hmm.
And you make your way through the city to the temple. Very, very hard to miss. It's a very distinct landmark. Eventually you make it to the entrance. Outside there are multiple just individuals in simple robes. They seem to be doing like groundskeeping, removing some like moss or lichen that have started to grow on the building, scrubbing the marble clean and white again. There seems to be a soup kitchen of sorts. It's kind of set up near where the temple is, and you can see a short line of people standing in line for that. and the front doors stand open to a cavernous interior, which, with the light of day just about gone, it's a little too dark to be able to see in there.
Mm-hmm. Katarina, do you mind just cleaning my clothes? I don't want to smell like horse in here. Thank you. This is kind of a big moment. We should have a good soundtrack or something. Yeah.
What kind of good soundtrack?
Somber, happy music.
Stevie Wonder, perhaps?
That's not a thing.
It's totally a thing.
Sad, happy music, please.
Sad, happy music. You're gonna suffer, but you're gonna be happy about it.
I was literally just thinking that quote.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be crazy. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
We're gonna go to one of the healer priests.
Oh yeah, we have, what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He was a
Ooh.
Hi, Vinanari.
High Vicar and Virio, cleric of Amriel.
Should we go to the bank first?
We should probably go to the bank first, and it might also be good to drop off the horses. We aren't just leaving them in the middle of the
Also
street.
a good idea.
I'll go take care of the horses.
Okay, I will go range this. Elyswen and Katarina, do you want to go to the bank? I don't know how long this will take, but
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. We'll go to the bank.
cool. And Ramio's gonna do the horses and stuff.
All right.
Cool.
You split up and go your separate ways. Ramio, are you finding a place to stay or just somewhere where the horses can be stabled for temporarily?
I'll also look for a place to stay.
Okay. We'll just keep the motif going and say you find a nice looking inn called the Wolf's Den.
Dog's Breath Tavern is nearby. The one where we met him at.
I don't want to think about dogs right now.
I'm sure there's a sense of irony here, but I'm too tired to care. I'll get it.
All right. Elyswen and Katarina, without too much trouble asking some directions of the locals, you're able to find the local branch of the Everlund Royal Bank. And I assume you're withdrawing 10,000?
10,000.
Okay.
10,100 if we don't mind.
We
For a
don't.
deposit of that size, you are going to need all members of the account.
It's going to be a problem.
All right, we'll be back.
Wait.
No, we'll be back.
Well, just really quickly.
We'll be back.
I mean, do we need Janus as well?
We'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
We gotta go find Ox.
Well, I'm wondering, do we need to have Janus there too?
No, we just need someone with the fourth ring.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Katarina
point.
has it.
Good point. And Janus, or Ramio can totally wear it.
Ramio can totally wear it.
Okay. Ox is still outside the temple, I think.
I would have gone in to try to find someone that can start making arrangements. That we've come prepared, and if there needs to be an appointment or something, I guess, made.
Okay. Yeah, you'll talk to someone. They'll kind of ask you to wait, and they'll scurry off.
Mm-hmm.
After a few minutes, they kind of come back, and there is the High Vicar and Virio with them. He kind of walks in, smile on his face. Ah, I take it you're here for your friend.
Yes. Yes.
We've been taking very good care of him.
Thank you.
Is this for,
We are going with the higher blessing.
Ah, I see. Well, I usually find it's best for these things to happen in the morning.
Okay.
But if you are in a hurry, I am at your disposal.
I'll wait till they get back. They'll be back, and we'll make that decision. Thank you.
Very well. An attendant will carry your message when they arrive.
Ox will pace.
Okay.
Thoughtfully.
After a while, Elyswen and Katarina will get there.
So they kind of need all of us at the bank to make a withdrawal of that size.
I'm thinking that we might start, maybe trying to find a way to relax the
Well,
restrictions.
It's their standard policy. Like, they don't want to.
Well,
That's quite a lot of funds.
In that
So
case.
I think
It's a lot of funds.
That's quite alright. They can do it today or in the morning. Usually does it in the morning, but can do it today.
If they usually do it in the morning, there's probably a reason for that. So, might as well.
be a little less jarring somehow.
Yeah.
One more night's not gonna hurt.
It'll be good to be with him again.
It will.
Okay. I'll
Yes,
send a
ma'am.
message, Zach, for one of the attendants that we will be back first thing in the morning.
Okay.
And then
Are you getting Janus's ring?
Katarina has it already.
We already got it, I
Very
believe.
Yeah, that was the one thing that we took off of Janus.
The only thing we took off.
Got it.
of
Oh, right. Yep. Okay. Okay. Cool. Ramio, are you going back, or are you just staying with the horses?
I was going to come back.
Okay. So as you guys are kind of walking out of the temple, Ramio's walking up to it.
Found us an inn.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Let's go.
We're gonna wait till the morning.
Do they have a bar?
Okay. Yeah, they should.
Perfect.
Right. Let's get some. I think we all need a good night's sleep, and then, well, get to reviving your friend tomorrow.
Do we want to try to get the money tonight?
Let's just get the money in the morning. I don't want to spend the night with 10,000 gold.
That's a great
That's
idea.
smart.
That's
Very, very good point.
Smart.
Well,
Burning a hole in your pocket.
guys, I got 10,000 corn dogs.
It's a freaking expensive corn dog.
Katie's
Yeah,
gonna
only got
love these.
10,000. Corn dogs were his favorite. They're actually called wolf pups here.
Aw.
Great. Yeah, we go and we get a room for the night,
Okay.
or several rooms, I guess.
I don't got the money for a room, probably.
Like 5 silvers.
Oh, yeah, I'm good then.
Yeah, I'll get a room.
I'll get a room. 5 silver?
Yep.
$5 silver.
And Ramio's going to be down at the bar, just sitting, chilling, and drinking.
I'll pop by.
I'll buy a room for Elyswen.
There's wolf motifs everywhere, by the way. It's a very comfortable place. It's not like overdone. It's just, you know, you can't really take a step without seeing something wolf related. Okay. You guys pass the night. Katarina, heal 1 of your constitution damage.
Hit points go back up.
How many more do you need to heal?
My hit points are now max, but I'm still at -1 count.
Almost there.
Okay. It is. Let's see. Where'd my pen go? There it is. Four. Okay, it is the 29th. You guys getting an early start?
Yes.
Normal start? Okay, early start. You wake, the sky is fairly overcast. Dark gray clouds are threatening to rain. But the air still has the close heat of a tropical summer. Okay, you guys are going to the bank first.
Yes.
Okay, you make your withdrawal of 10, or they're going to give it to you in platinum, 100 platinum pieces. And because with any withdrawals of a value 5,000 gold pieces or more, it comes with a complimentary small chest to carry it in for ease of transport.
Isn't it 1,000 platinum?
Excuse me, 1,000 platinum.
Okay.
I misspoke. No, it's 100 really big platinum pieces.
It's mega
like this-
platinum.
They're like the size. They're like the size of CD.
It's
ROM.
it's 100 platinum in all caps.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So you now have 1,000 platinum pieces in a small chest. You make your way to the Temple of Amriel, where you're greeted by an attendant. They are expecting you. So they, when you enter, they usher you through the temple, up a very long set of stairs, like arduously long set of stairs, spiraling up through the temple. Eventually, you arrive back at the what you recognize as the room that you first met in Vireo when you flew through the window with Bjorn up in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
In the tower, there is a kind of a wide balcony. The doors are thrown open and they face towards the east. On a stone table in the balcony, there is the stone table is covered in a white cloth, and you can see Janus there, hands folded over his chest, resting peacefully, almost seeming to be asleep, if it weren't for the pale skin of his face and hands. You can see Envirio out there appears to be placing incense, placing different components of the spell. As you enter, he kind of looks up and he just gestures you to come over.
We go over.
And he kind of meets you halfway. He kind of comes in from the balcony and meets you just in front of his desk. Welcome. Glad to see you again.
It's good to see you.
Likewise.
Though I'm glad you used the stairs this time. I don't think we've had the pleasure of being introduced. I am High Vicar Envirio, as he is talking to you, Ramio.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ramio Valure. I'm a friend of theirs.
Well, as I've said before, I have given this particular blessing before. But each time I do, it is a unique experience and a special one. What you will see today is magic unlike any other. Certainly, there are great arcane scholars in the world capable of leveling mountainsides or destroying great keeps, or even moving them through themselves through the veils between the plains. But this is a power that only comes from deity. I assume that is the I suppose donation is a reasonable way to say it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
I hope you know that this isn't done as a fee. That this powerful magic requires very specific and very expensive components.
We're aware.
Well, I'm glad. I would not wish someone to think that the blessings of Amriel were for sale. Feel free to place that on my desk. I will grab the last component, and then we can welcome your friend back into this world.
Place it on the desk.
He goes around his desk and kind of bends down. You hear the jingle of keys and the turning of multiple locks. And at the slight squeak as a metal hinge swings open. Kind of a brief pause, and then a clang, and then the sound of locks re-engaging as he stands up and holds in his hand a huge diamond. Like it fills the palm of his hand. And as he's kind of holding it in both his hands, and as he turns and starts walking towards the balcony, just over or just between just over the mountain peaks that are to the east, between the mountain peaks and where the heavy storm clouds are kind of waiting, the sun has begun to peak up, and those rays of light catch this diamond and spray points of light all over the room, dancing and spinning as the High Vicar is walking steadily towards where Janus is laying. As he gets there and he stops at Janus's head, standing, kind of looks over at you. Please, come over.
We'll go over.
Yeah.
One quick thing before. And Ox is just gonna look down at Janus and put one hand on his hair that's still the red.
Mm-hmm.
Janus, I don't know if you can hear me, but you're about to have a choice to make. And if you're happy where you are, then we're going to be happy for you. But if you want to come back, we're going to be happy with you and help you if this is hard. You're not coming back to nothing. I'm ready.
Okay. I'm sure it goes without saying, but please be reverent and quiet. I need no distractions. This is difficult magic to begin with. And he carefully places the diamond right on Janus's forehead. And then he pulls out a book from underneath his robes. He closes his eyes. He kind of mumbles something under his breath. Takes a deep breath. And then he starts this rolling chanting. Ox, I think you're the only one who can speak Celestial.
I can.
Okay. So you understand.
I actually can as well, but
You can as well. Okay, so both of you understand. Can understand what he's saying. is essentially a prayer pleading for Amriel's power to restore the soul of Janus back into his body. It starts kind of quiet and slow and has this kind of stately tempo and begins to pick up speed. And as it begins to pick up speed, the diamond resting on Janus's forehead starts to flicker with an inner light. He keeps getting faster and faster, and as he's praying, he doesn't seem to repeat any words or phrases as he's going, chanting faster and faster, gradually getting louder, and you feel like this pulsing in your own beings, like your heartbeat, like feeling your heartbeat through your whole body, pulsing in time with the rhythm of this chant. And the diamond itself, the light is pulsing and growing brighter and brighter. And eventually all of this reaches a crescendo. The diamond becomes this piercing white light, painful to look at. And suddenly, with one last plea to Amriel, almost shouted, there's a burst of light. And you hear the shattering sound of glass and crystal. And as the light fades, you see as tiny flecks, pinpricks of light are floating above Janus in almost a cloud. The broken dust of the diamond. And that cloud coalesces into the shape of a human figure above Janus, and then slowly lowers onto Janus until it covers him. And then one by one, those pinpricks of light fade out. And there's a long silence that seems to last forever, but in truth only lasts a few seconds. And then Janus draws his first breath.
What? Oh. Ox? Katarina?
Yeah.
I was doing, but... Oh.
Hey.
Where am I?
You're alive.
Oh, my head. That's...
It's okay. Take it easy.
It's a bit fuzzy. What happened?
Well,
What's the last thing you remember?
Question for DM. Did I lose any memory?
No. You do, however, have one permanent negative level.
Okay.
Janus, as you kind of think back to that, it's kind of a haze. You remember, it's like a dream that's slipping away that you can't quite remember fully. You remember feeling peaceful, warm, happy, but it starts to fade away and you're left with this intangible feeling of there's something really good that you felt, but you can't even remember what it felt like. And then the memories kind of start to coalesce, almost backtracking, or not backtracking, but you remember being in the bandit camp in the Silver Forest. I remember seeing the strange creatures ride up, casting your spells to try to slow them down. And then with sudden like frightening clarity, you remember as one of them was towering over you and plunged its glaive into you. You remember, you can feel poignantly the icy, deep pain and the terror, and suddenly darkness. That's the last thing you remember.
I remember the fight. I remember. God, it was so cold. I died.
You died.
And then warmth and it's a haze. I don't know where I went or what happened, but it was good. And then I was back here. That's nothing else.
Yeah, well, it didn't say anywhere in your contract if you died, we couldn't try to bring you back.
No, I did not.
Hope that was okay.
No, it was. It's good, thank you. I died. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. It might take me a little while to get back up to normal, but at least I'm back. Thank you.
Let us know what we can do. We're here for you.
You don't plan on going anywhere.
What color's his hair? Does his hair change colors, Zach?
Yeah, we'll say when he took his first breath, his hair changed hue.
I'm imagining like it for the more than a week he was dead. When he came back, like the hair rapidly tried to catch up and like shifted through multiple hues at once
Oh yeah.
before settling.
Yeah, like a coruscating rainbow of colors through your hair. If you have your generator up, then you can do it. If not, I can just pick a color.
Right here. It is like a really dark, rich purple.
Ox hugs him.
Janus will hug you back and start crying.
Group hug?
Group hug.
It's so good to see you. Oh my goodness. So much has happened. We're so excited.
Ramio is kind of hanging out near the back.
Mm-hmm.
There's. It's good to be back.
Oh my goodness. We had to get Bjorn to get us over here.
But again, where are we?
We're
not in the forest
we're
anymore.
In Arx Luporum. Wow. Arx Luporum.
Arx Luporum.
Thank you. You that was on the 14th. It's been less than a month. It hasn't been like years or anything, or like 200 years.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, it's not one of those things. It's the 29th of Sun's Height, so it's the same month.
Okay. Where is Arx Luporum?
Oh, It's further southwest of Armnars.
Kind of on the southeastern or southwestern tip of Valyria.
Okay.
Yeah, there was like there's really good clerics here that helped you and brought you back, and
Clerics, that makes sense.
Plus, Bjorn knew a guy, so
yeah, and
That's also not shocking.
we had to get the funds to get you back. We went back to Savaria with Bjorn's help, and then to Armnars, and then we were in Armnars a few nights ago, and then we're on our way here with the funds. A lot's happened, but we're not going to overwhelm you with all those details just yet.
we'll have a lot of time to catch up.
Thank you. I'm gonna need a minute or few.
Yeah, take all the time you need.
We'll be here waiting.
Ox will step back a bit to give you some room and thoughts to yourself. I'm sure that's yeah.
Janus will try and stand up off the table.
Full strength, full, hale, and healthy. The High Vicar just kind of... I find a sunrise is a beautiful way to start a new life. Feel free to take as much time as you need. And he just kind of gives a smile. He looks weary. He looks pretty tired. And he kind of gives a short bow to everybody and walks back inside.
Thank you.
As the five of you are out on this balcony, looking east to the mountains where the sun has just risen and is shooting forth warm golden rays of light just between the peaks of the mountains and the heavy, dark storm clouds above it. And that is a very good place to leave off.
I feel like beginning of next session is going to be a lot of talking.
It's like, hey, so while you were dead, we found out who Celis was, and also like he's really dangerous, and we went to a party, and we're sisters, and also our mom kills people maybe, and here's
it's kind of a miracle that we're all alive.
We'll start with like Katarina was almost poisoned to death.
We all almost burned alive.
Oh yeah, this is our new friend Ramio.
You would not believe how many
Ox
lizards died to get you back.
But yeah, this is Ramio.
Oh my gosh, the Ramio.
Ramio is the one who killed.
Yes, Ramio.
Ox is no longer a cleric.
Ox isn't a cleric anymore. Yeah,
That's a lot.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, also we killed a whole bunch of lizards in the capital. That was fun.
Yeah.
Wish you'd been there.
Who would have missed the gala?
The gala? Oh, man.
Love the gala.
I think what else
Janus
is
would have
there?
been all over the gala.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he would have. We need to bring him back. There's got to be another gala somewhere.
Go back in time just for the gala.
All right, we all get like hats of disguise or whatever, right? And we go back in time and we go to the gala, but as different people.
I say we bring Ramio. I say we just bring Ramio
It
again.
sounds like the one
Yes.
shot.
Not that. Not that.
That was a one shot of any. Wow, that was awesome.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that was insanity. That was utter insanity. It was great.
Time traveling. When like time traveling is done right, where like everything it all meshes together and it affects everything, and it's just like
That was a true Justin one shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Wish I could have been there for that.
Next time.
Mhm.
We can totally do the same thing. The same birthday.
In true Justin fashion, from what I understand, in true Justin fashion, it was absolute, just insanity.
It was insanity.
A good word for it. That's probably the only word for it.
Creative insanity.
Yep. It was a good time. Oh my god, Janus is back.
Dude, yeah.
He's back.
Yeah. Question for DM.
Yeah.
What level is Janus? Because technically the party leveled up while he was
Oh.
dead.
He's 8.
I'm gonna say he's a level 8.
Okay.
He's a level 8 now. If I remember right, you guys all leveled up from that encounter.
Yes.
So does that mean, is that the negative level, or does he have a negative level on top of that?
No, that is the negative level. So he would be 9, but he's at 8 right now.
Okay. Alright, so there'll be some dinosaurs to kill. Just send Janus in there on his own.
Well,
Hey guys, I totally got this.
Just keep buffing him. We'll just, like, we'll buff him to shit, and then send him in, let him kill some stuff, and eventually he'll be level 9.
Well, as a former cleric, Aux, while you are no longer capable of casting this spell, but the spell Restoration, with 1,000 gold pieces worth of diamond dust, is capable of removing negative levels.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It actually would have been cheaper to raise him from the dead with 5,000 gold and then done that twice to remove the negative levels
Yep.
on him.
Uh-huh.
Wait.
Yeah.
It would have been cheaper by 3,000 gold. The difference is that he would have had to. You'd bring him back. You would restore 1 negative level, and then you'd have to wait another week to get rid of the second negative level.
But, quick question. There's still a cleric here that could probably cast Restoration unless he's sick of us.
I mean, possibly.
Mm-hmm. And we have a spare 1,000 gold, so.
Yeah.
So, question: would the way negative levels work? Because it's basically a -1 to everything, -5 hit points, and treating every variable as 1 level lower.
Yep.
Should I level him up to level 9 and then add all that on? Since it's not exactly like I'm 1 level less.
Are you using PC Gen or using something that's easy to apply and put on and take off that negative level?
No. That's my own character sheet.
I would say just level them up to 9. It kind of sounds like you guys are going to get rid of that negative level pretty quick anyway. Because I don't imagine it's going to stick around for very long.
Janus is going to need a couple days to, like, mentally recover.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. We don't have to bombard him with everything at once either.
No. We should
Hey
not
guys,
bombard him.
only 1 major revelation every hour.
That's right.
Every hour?
Okay, every 3 hours. You get 1 revelation every 3 hours. That's it.
Crazy stuff that's happened.
We might just have to give you the play-by-play every day, because I feel like if we try to do revelation by revelation, we're going to end up, like, running into other revelations.
Yeah.
They bleed a little.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. We won something. That feels good.